From film to reality, how did we get here?
Well, it's a fantastic story. Glenn Martin, back in the early 80s, was at a university and he decided he couldn't figure out what happened to the jetpack. So he actually decided to do something about that, and for 25 years he's been working behind the scenes, eventually forming the company, and now we're at a stage now where we have something which is both practical and usable and commercially viable.
Okay, and there it is right behind you. It's this red beauty. I mean, how much does this thing weigh here, and how does anybody use it?
So it weighs 200 kilograms as it is standing here, and then on top of that we can carry 120 kilograms of payload. The way it works is two ducted fans. They provide the thrust as you would normally do, and they also provide you with the direction and stability control that you need. It is fly-by-wire. It's very easy to fly, so it can be used by all sorts of people, primarily targeting at the moment the first responder, for search and rescue, for natural disaster recovery, fire, police, ambulance, and border security. So it's a very practical aircraft that's going to be out there and available from the second quarter of 2016.
Wow, 2016, the future is here. Okay, so we're seeing some video of, animated video, it looks like, of the Jetpack in flight. I mean, how fast can this go? How high can it go?
So the first product that we got here, it can be got to speeds of 74 kilometers per hour. We have flown the Jetpack to 1,500 meters, about 5,000 feet, but this one is going to be restricted to about 3,000 feet.
Okay, now you say first responders, so you're talking about, oh my gosh, that is really high. I just saw video of it from point of view of the pilot there. But, I mean, for first responders, how does this change the game for them? And, you know, presumably they're going to be attached to this jetpack. How can they conduct rescue operations if need be?
Well, there's a couple of things there. Firstly, we're able to get into areas that small helicopters can't get into, so we can get into access those areas very quickly. The second thing is, over time, we're developing a capability of being able to fly this either manned or unmanned, so you have another ability to actually either take logistics or fly supplies in. And finally, in about 2 to 3 years' time, we'll have the ability to for a mule train where, because it is neutrally controlled and you can take your hands off the controls and it stays where it is, the pilot is then able to control other aircraft behind him that are in the unmanned configuration that can be then controlled to go and either pick up people who are in distress or drop logistics support.
Is demand here already? I mean, who has expressed interest in this?
We have a lot of interest. We haven't done any marketing ourselves at this stage. We're still in the commercialization and the final development. But having not done any marketing, we've got a lot of interest from basically most countries around the world. And we'll start to move those forward as I build up my sales and marketing team, which starts at the end of November.
Okay, Peter, though, you do have permission to fly this in New Zealand. It's legal to fly in New Zealand. What about in other countries?
So it's classed as a microlight, and it has a microlight certification. And quite often, many countries accept the certifications of the aircraft of which you have that original certification. And we are aiming to work with the New Zealand Civil Aviation authorities and the regulatory authorities in the country of use to get the best possible solution for the potential customers in terms of the certification transfer.